Nobody should beg Nigerian government for my release because I committed no crime. Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has clarified that he did not send anybody to beg the Nigerian government for his release. This was stated in a release issued by the head of his legal team, Aloy Ejimakor, ESQ, stating that Kanu's release is not a matter of mercy or pardon, but rather a matter of upholding the rule of law. Recall that Benjamin Kalu, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, recently appealed to President Bola Tinubu to temper justice with mercy and give freedom to the leader of the indigenous peoples of Biafra IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, from detention. Kalu had made the appeal after the inaugural meeting of the House of Representatives Committee on the Southeast Development Commission, SEDC, at the National Assembly Complex in Abuja. The Deputy Speaker had commended the President for his support and commitment towards peace, development and stability of the Southeast region. He noted that the President, since assuming office, had in various ways proven his love for the Southeasterners through his speedy assent to the Southeast Development Commission bill, which failed in previous assemblies. However, Kanu's legal team clarified that the Federal High Court already declared his detention as unconstitutional and that international tribunal decisions had also deemed his detention as unlawful. Therefore, Kanu's release should be a straightforward matter of complying with the law. The IPOB leader also stressed that he had committed no crime and that his detention was a result of the Nigerian government's attempts to criminalize his right to self-determination. His lawyer wrote, "During my visitation with Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu yesterday, he made it abundantly clear that while he is deeply appreciative of the efforts and the widespread calls being made by well-meaning individuals and groups to secure his release, he however instructed his legal team to issue the following clarifications. 1. The matter of releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not an act of mercy, pardon, executive clemency, or even amnesty. Instead, it should be an act of simply complying with the subsisting Federal High Court judgment that declared his detention as unconstitutional, or even the extant international tribunal decisions that separately declared his detention as unlawful. Alternatively, the decision to free him from detention and discontinue his infamous prosecution can be made by simply resorting to the constitutional provisions that empower the Attorney General of the Federation on directives of the President to discontinue any prosecution. 2. Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is adamant that nobody should plead or beg anybody on his behalf because he has committed no crime. Self-determination, which is the real issue that got twisted to suddenly become a high crime, is an inalienable right guaranteed under the laws of Nigeria, the United Nations, the United Kingdom and Kenya. Thus, the perverse and unlawful criminalization of his exercise of this right should not unwittingly be encouraged through some misguided appeals for pardon, clemency or mercy. Thus, releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not an act of mercy or pardon, but an act of abiding by rule of law. 3. Inasmuch as those calling for his release are sincere, their calls for pardon or clemency may be misconstrued as a green light to the executive branch or even the courts to violate the rule of law by continuing to subject Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to a prosecution or trial that does not comport with the tenets of the Constitution and Nigeria's treaty obligations. 4. Instead of begging, those desiring his release should emulate the language and tact used by Afenifere Ohaneze, World Igbo Congress WIC, ranking members of the National Assembly, American military veterans of Igbo descent AVID, ambassadors for self-determination based in America, the international community and a host of others who have made it clear that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu deserves to be released because he has committed no offense known to law. If truth be told, it is Nigeria's executive branch which extraordinarily renditioned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that should show contrition for resorting to extraordinary rendition, which is a state crime under international law and the common law. If any begging must be done, it should be directed to the courts to conduct his cases and that of IPOB with the utmost impartiality and adherence to rule of law, equity, and good conscience. 5. Most importantly, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sincerely thanks everyone working assiduously towards the restoration of security, tranquility, and good order in his beloved Igbo land. Stay tuned for more updates, stay safe, and a very happy Sunday to you and family.
Amuna gibili ben Kanu bamani changwa Chineke nyelo mudiafra kodo zobo danyi Kamuna gibili ben Nnamdi Kanu bamani changwa Chineke nyelo mudiafra kodo zobo danyi Kamuna gibili ben Nnamdi Kanu bamani changwa Chineke nyelo mudiafra kodo zobo danyi Kamuna gibili ben Uponu ya Ijuku ya Omume ya Bureni ya Komputa Uponu ya Ijuku ya Bureni ya Komputa Chineke nyelo mudiafra kodo zobo danyi Kamuna gibili ben Nnamdi Kanu bamani changwa Chineke nyelo mudiafra kodo zobo danyi Kamuna gibili ben Uponu ya Computer. Computer.